Thank you, Shon. Thank you for everyone at Icon Coaching.
Simon, congratulations, man. You know what that is?
That's winning.
It's winning, baby. I love it when you're winning. That's fantastic.
I got 2 under contract, so that's like 2.8 million in 2 weeks.
You've got to take control of your production to make sure that you're making more money, your bank account balance is rising, that your net worth is increasing, and that's what we want to see happen.
So that they can save the listing.
Which I'm really, really thankful for, Shon. Thank you.
See everyone coming on board.
Welcome to Icon Coaching's webinar.
Today's webinar, we're going to have fun. It'll be more like a mastermind session. Yet I want to talk to you guys today about why your database might not be spinning off as many transactions as it could or should. And I want to talk today about a word, improvement. Okay, I love this word, improvement. It's the largest room in the world, right? It's labeled improvement. We all have room for improvement. So today I want to talk a little bit about positioning. 2 of my marketing Bibles, by the way, 2 books written by the same authors, Trout and Rice. They wrote 2 books. The first is called Positioning. If you have not read this book, I would strongly recommend that you do so. Second is the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. All of those laws apply to what we're going to be talking about today, because we're going to dive deep into positioning to get you a 12-to-2 ratio. That's what I want to see happen. For every 12 people that are in your sphere of influence, these are people who know you, like you, trust you, okay, you should be closing 2 transactions per year. So build that sphere of influence to 200 people. That's 34 transactions a year. Most agents I know, they have a pretty darn good life at 34 transactions a year. By the way, they're not shelling out thousands of dollars a month to Zillow or paying exorbitant referral fees to OpCity or HomeLight or Agent Pronto or others. Guys, this is, in my humble opinion, the way to build a predictable real estate business, to focus on your core sphere of influence. Now, many of you have researched this and you recognize that psychologically Dunbar has done the research for us, and Dunbar's theory is that we can manage effectively 150 relationships. And here's Shon Kokoska saying, well, you can kick that up to 200. And yes, you can. Dunbar himself even says that you can, with the right systems, with the right technology, you can expand that to 200 people. 34 transactions. Now, once you're there and you're doing this consistently and you apply leverage to the 80% job description, you know, all that important work that needs to be done, yet it doesn't necessarily move the needle for your bank account balance or your production level. So you leverage that off, focusing on your 20% effort. 34 transactions a year like clockwork. Well, now you're freeing yourself up more time to invest. If you want to go beyond 34, well, that's easy. We can plug in some lead generation channels like Ylopo or Street Text, or some online lead generation platforms like Making It Rain. It's a bolt-on to many CRM systems that exist today. Yet then you can begin the scaling effort once you get this foundational element beneath you. Now, the way real estate is structured is that you should be able to do more transactions year after year, because when you service a new client, they become a past client of yours. Well, again, they add to the 12-to-2 ratio. So year after year, you should be doing an uptick in your production level. Now, let's talk about the real problem, though. And while real estate is an abundant industry and it offers many possibilities for your career, the failure rate, let's talk about that briefly. 80% in the first 12 months. Now, if you expand that timeline out to 5 years, the failure rate is 87%, you guys. That is just a frightening statistic. Now, that being the result of the problem, let's talk about the real problem. I think that we as real estate agents, and I have been guilty of this as well, have been victims of, do I say predatory marketing strategies from people who want to sell you drip campaigns and ways to communicate with your sphere of influence that, quite frankly, have done more harm than good. See, let's just say that you've got a person in your sphere of influence. They're a friend of yours, right? And they get an email from you. They're your friend. Like if I'm your friend and I get an email from you, I'm excited. Oh, I got an email from my friend, right? I open it up, and if I recognize that this is just some drip campaign to grow your business, guys, I'm not terribly excited. I'm probably going to delete the email. Heck, I might even set up a rule in my email system so that I don't have to see one again from you, because I just don't want my email inbox clogged full of junk stuff, right? So a lot of the people in our sphere of influence have, frankly, they've been turned off. And we've got to figure out a way to reignite them, to turn them back on so that they're really excited to get communication from us. Now, the quality of the communication, that's what I want to talk to you about today, is that we don't just blast things all over the place and hope something sticks. I want you to get away from this kind of shotgun approach and focus more on a sniper rifle, right? With a laser sight where you know exactly what these communication points are going to do. It's a more intentional way of growing your business, okay? Now, I trust that you can, actually, you can't. Let me get my screen shared. There we go. Somebody unmute yourself. Let me know that you can see my screen or just give me a thumbs up.
All good.
All right, Wayne came through for me again. All right, so let's talk about positioning. Now, positioning to me means that that little fraction of the space that they have in their brain for the name of a real estate agent really that you own that space, or at least you dominate 51% of that space. When they think real estate, they think you. Now, there can only be one choice in most people's minds, right? Maybe two, rarely three, yet one is going to be the favorite of all. Okay. So imagine that you step up, you're at happy hour, you step up to the bar, you're going to order your favorite beverage. You ask the bartender for your favorite beverage. I don't have that. I'm so sorry. Well, then you go to your second choice, right? Well, I'll have this instead. Oh, I'm so sorry. We just sold out. Well, eventually you kind of, after two choices, most people are like, well, can I just get a water? You don't necessarily have a third or a fourth. And most people, when it comes to a real estate agent, they have one that's going to be their go-to, and they might think of a second one. Again, we want to own 51% of that fraction of a percentage of their brain for the name of a real estate agent. Now, the ways to do that is through positioning. Now, this also has to do with brand building. We're not going to talk much about branding today yet. Oh, shoot, I pulled up the wrong slide deck, guys. Bear with me just 1 second. That was pretty funny. I was thinking it looked familiar, but it wasn't. Right here. That was interesting. Here we go. Here's what we're talking about today. Same thing. They looked exactly the same. That's a first. Never done that one before. We're going to talk about the psychology of top of mind dominance. So again, it's positioning. Now, here's the thing. Referrals don't go to the best agent. Guys, please get this. They don't go to the best agent. They go to the most cognitively available agent. So again, when they think real estate, they must think you. Now, number one, familiar equals chosen, okay? The brain doesn't research all of the agents that are in the marketplace today. It just doesn't. They just simply go to the most familiar. Familiar equals safer. Safer equals chosen. Chosen. Recency bias controls memory. See, no recency equals no recall. By the way, I think you need to be a little bit more targeted with your product offering as well, meaning what is your unique value proposition? We're going to get into that today. See, mass appeal equals no appeal. No doubt about that. Let's talk about availability heuristic, meaning if they can recall your name, you're automatically trusted. Hear me on this. Now, what this requires is frequency, both in just consistency around how often you're doing this and consistency in the look, the feel, the branding. I mean, I just pulled up the wrong slide deck, and yet it's all part of my brand, so it felt familiar to me. I just want you to get that, right? Now I'm on the right slide deck, and it feels familiar as well. So repetition creates authority. The more often we see something, you guys, the more we're just likely to trust it. Consistency. That's what it's all about, both in look and feel, as well as frequency. All right. What I'm talking to you about is a 41 touch campaign, a way to position yourself in their mind. This engineers recall. Now, let's talk about informing touches, which are necessary. Yet I want to talk more about engaging touches. And let's talk a little bit about the contrast between the two. So like market updates. Now, if I tell you everything about what's going on in the marketplace today, what's the average days on market, average list price to sales price ratio, appreciation, month over month, year over year, what are interest rates doing, what's my opinion? Heck, I even put a video in there to give you a state of the market update. Well, you're kind of done. You're kind of full. You're kind of like, thanks, Shon, that's awesome. No need to have a conversation. Yet this always has been, it is today, and it always will be a relationship-driven business, gang. So I have a question for you. Where does the relationship live? I mean, if it's the most important thing to your career's trajectory, where does that relationship live? Have you thought about that? You might say, well, it lives in the mind of my prospect. It lives in my mind. It lives in a collective mind between the two of us. It lives.
Just the chat, and I have pictures showing my progress.
Are you talking to me, Steve?
No, I'm sorry. I was using Chat GPT. I'll
You're all good, Steve. I went ahead and took care of the
Guys.
muting. All good. Thank you. So, boy, I just lost my train of thought. I so apologize, guys. Yet we're talking about market updates. Again, I'm full. I don't need to talk to you. What I want to do is I want you to focus on starting conversations. We're talking about where the relationship lives. It lives in the conversation. And yet, so many times we prejudge the call before it even occurs. Oh, they're a past client. I don't want to bother them. We're listening to this internal dialogue. I gave that internal dialogue a nickname, okay? And I did this for a very specific purpose that I'll unpack in a second. I call it MIC, M-I-C. It stands for my inner cynic. We all have one. It's that voice that just asked you the question, why is that important? And what the heck is he talking about? How does this impact my real estate career? Mick has a very important job. Mick's job is to keep you comfortable. Do only the things that aren't going to make you look bad or that you might not screw up. Hey, that's within your skill set. Feel comfortable doing that. Mick will do it every day. Yet do something outside the norm, something that maybe puts your ego at risk a little bit. Mick wants to pull back on the reins as hard as he can. Trust me on this. I've lived this life. Now, the reason I gave it a nickname, by the way, is because now I have, and you have, the power within you to differentiate the thoughts. Is it a Mick thought or is it a Shon thought? Is it a Mick thought? Is it a John thought? Is it a Wayne thought? Is it a Steven thought? Come on, guys. Once you have the ability to determine if it's a limiting belief, see, because your mind is going to work overtime to prove itself right, even if the belief is limiting. Please get this. Your mind is always right and it's going to prove it. So argue for your limitations. You get to own them for the rest of your life. You understand this. Yet, now that you know Mick, you say, oh, that's a Mick thought. I'm not going to listen to Mick today. Mick, why don't you go pound sand? I'm going to do the work that I know I need to do to provide for myself and my loved ones at the highest level possible. Mick, go away. So I'm going to give you some ideas today that might cause Mick to kind of start screaming and shouting. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just say, not now, Mick. We'll talk about that later, Mick, or just screw up, Mick. I'm going to do it anyway, right? So market updates. Yes, they're good, yet they do not engage the individual in a conversation. I think we all agree that the relationship lives in the conversation. So why not create more of them? I'm going to digress. I want to tell a very quick story. I want to share a script with you guys today that I've given to hundreds of thousands of agents that they've used in a 30-minute call session and generated an average of 3 solid referrals in just 30 minutes of dialing. Now, I'm talking about positioning. We're talking about cognitive ability to recall your name, right? Now, I'll give you the script real quick, and then I'm going to post it to the chat in a moment. Yet, I want to paint the picture. We're in a seminar. There's 100 plus people in the room. The participants, the agents, are given a script. And the script is relatively simple. So they were instructed to practice with the person next to them for, 3 or 4 minutes. They each got to deliver the script a couple of times. And then they were instructed to take out their cell phone and just start calling the contacts in their cell phone using this script. We called it the referral competition script. Now, I coach people not to ask for referrals unless there's a powerful reason. Now, this is extrinsic pressure to ask for referrals. So the script went something like this. Hey, John, it's Shon Kokoska. Thank you so much for taking my call. Say, do you have just 2 minutes to help me with a quick problem? Now, I use the word problem. People say, don't say problem, use the word challenge. I get words create energy and emotion. I want to create the right energy, the right emotion. See, if I'm calling somebody within my sphere of influence. Now, sphere of influence means that this person would refer me. They know me, they like me, they trust me. The ultimate filter question is, will they refer you? So, of course, this person is going to take my call and they're going to want to help me with a problem. You understand? Now, if it's a challenge, you're like, you can handle that yourself. If it's a problem, well, let me dive a little deeper with this. Let me help him. I hope you get that. Do you have 2 minutes to help me with a problem? Yeah, of course. Well, I'm taking a great class designed to help me improve my real estate career and help more families accomplish their goals. And we're having a friendly and fun competition. The instructor has challenged us. I need to get at least 10 referrals in the next month in order to win. And I'm just curious, who do you know from work, maybe church, or your social circles that's looking to buy a home, sell a house, or invest in real estate that I should call today? Very simple script, direct ask. And you can get away with doing this like once, maybe twice per year. You can't do it every month. Otherwise, they're going to get really tired of you just constantly asking for business. Yet, I'm going to post that script to the chat for each and every one of you today just to download that real quick. And in 30 minutes of dialing, the average person received 3 referrals to their business. Now, the point that I wanted to make behind this is that after the call session, and every time that I would do this, after the call session, the people would come up to me and say, Shon, I can't believe it. My mother just gave me 3 referrals. It's awesome. Yet, why on earth didn't my mom just call me or text me their contact information so that I could call them? Why did I have to ask? Guys, the point is that even people are so busy with their own life, their own problems, their own challenges. Rarely do they think about our goals. You understand this, right? So positioning does require a good number of touches in different modalities of communication. It's got to be by air, by sand, by land, by sea. And so you're going to text them, you're going to DM them, you're going to do ringless voicemail drops, you're going to call them, you're going to, of course, write them a handwritten note and send that to them at least once per year. So you've got to position yourself within their mind. And when you do, your business changes dramatically. And every year it's coming up and going up. So I could send an e-newsletter that tells you everything about the market, or I could drop you a text message, or maybe both. I'll send you the e-newsletter, tells you everything about the market. Then I'm going to send you a text message. Hey, I just sent you my e-newsletter with the state of the market update. I learned something about our local market that I think you need to understand. When do you have 5 minutes for a quick conversation? Guys, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just a little bit of extra. Drop that text to your core group, and you're going to create more conversations than you can shake a stick at. And you're going to deepen relationships, because that's what this is all about. So rate sheets, sure, it might get a reply, yet holiday message, well, you got to do a little bit more than just that. No doubt about that. Now, what we've done is we built a program called Built, where I've coached agents to communicate with their sphere of influence aggressively to the point that they can achieve the 12-to-2 ratio. The challenge is that I would teach them what to do and expect them to do it. And the challenge is that life can be busy. We're focused on our next listing, our next buyer, man, my next open house. I'm door knocking this weekend. It's hard to sit down and carve out 3 or 4 days in a row to build out this type of a system. So with that said, I partnered with Dan Stewart with Happy Grasshopper. He and I have collaborated over the last several months, and we have built the system, and we've made it such that we can install it for you. We can build it for you. So it's called Built. It's a 6-week program, 90-minute sessions. The first session is free. It's absolutely free. Plug into the first session. We're going to be doing it at the end of this month. My intention was to be able to post a date for you today and allow you to register. However, we are just narrowing in on the date that we're going to be launching our second cohort of the Built program. We've already done this with our Founders Club. If you happen to be part of our Founders Club, well, you're getting a little bit of a repeat of what we've talked through. At the same time, you guys are getting exposed to some of the Built content, which is what my intention was, to let you know, what is it that Built is. And you're getting a sense of what Built can do and why we've done it. We want to install it for you. There are 0 programs that exist in today's world that actually install something like this for you to get you the 12-to-2 ratio. Yet at Built, we've done it. Let's get back to our content for today, though. I just wanted to mention that opportunity, it's coming to you at the end of this month. So I want you to plug into the free first session. I want to talk a little bit about micro positioning. These are little things that you can do to enhance your ability to position yourself in the mind of the prospect. So it's not a pitch, it's not an ask, not a referral request. It's simply identity reinforcement. It's how you communicate. And every point of communication should say things to your prospects like, I'm active, I'm knowledgeable, I protect equity, I guide people safely, I run a referral-based business. So let's talk about a structured extraction prompt. Now, this is going to help you with your unique value proposition at the exact same time. So again, not a pitch, not an ask, not a close. It's just simply a reinforcement. What I want you to be able to do is answer the question at the top of this slide. If I were to buy, sell, or invest in your market area, why would I call you to represent me? And if you want a little bit of help with that, I want to talk you through a structured extraction prompt. You can use it with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, any of them. And if you have the opportunity right now to open up ChatGPT, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this prompt right into the chat of today's Zoom meeting. What I want you to do is I want you to copy and paste this right into ChatGPT or whatever LLM product you use. So I'm going into our notes right now, you guys, into our chat. I'm sorry. And this is going to go to everyone. And if you have the ability, let's have a little working session right now. I want you to go to the chat. I want you to copy that chat that I just posted. I want you to open up ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, or whichever one you use. And I want you to post this in. Now, you're going to have to answer some questions down there at the bottom of the prompt. And the prompt does kind of crumple together. So just look for your colons here. And market area, you'll just type in, well, what is your market area? Niche, I'm going to say I'm a luxury. Years in business, 35. All right, so you know your answers to your questions. Go ahead and do that real quick. This is going to take all of about 2.5 minutes. Now, as we do this, and as you guys are answering the questions, you're typing it into the chat prompt. I want you to think about your unique value proposition. Seriously, if you were sitting across the table, conference room table, from a $5 million seller who said to you, well, I'm definitely going to list my property, right? I'm going to do it this week. Why should I list with you? What would you say? Would you be a little bit nervous? If the answer to that question is yes, then I want you to really pay attention to this exercise, because this is going to give you a structured way to articulate your unique value proposition to really stand out above the crowd when in a situation when somebody asks you. And by the way, every prospect is asking the question silently within their own mind with every interaction that they receive from you, every post that they see, every email they receive, every phone call, every conversation. They're analyzing, is this the right agent? So we've got to be consistent with our approach. Now, what Built does is it's going to install a 41 touch sequence in your voice. By the way, you go through CRM rehab as part of our system where we literally clean your database with you and for you. Where our staff member gets on a Zoom meeting with you, you share your screen and they guide you click by click, step by step to extract all contact records from your cell phone, from your email, from your social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, all of them. We're going to grab all your friends, all your followers, get into your email, pull all contacts. We get it tied into your MLS. I'll tell you why in a second, but we tie into your MLS as well. Any lead sources. Have you paid for leads through UpCity or Realtor.com, Realty.com, Zillow? If so, get into the platforms, extract all leads they've ever given to you. What we're going to do is we're going to formulate the ultimate CSV file, every contact record that you have available. Heck, you could even take pictures of sticky notes if it's got a name and a phone number on it. We'll get it into your database. That big old pile of dirty dishes that's been building up over the years, we want to clean them for you. Okay, we want to organize them. We want to put them in the right cupboard, in the right place. All right, so essentially we're going to build your ultimate contact list. Then our AI bot goes to work. Okay, so you might have some contact records in your cell phone like John, seller, and a phone number, but it's been 2 years and you have no idea who John is. You just totally lost it. That's okay, because what our bot is going to do is going to take the first name John and that phone number. If it's been published anywhere on the internet, it's going to find that information. It comes back with John's last name, his mailing address, his email addresses, his social media connections. By the way, since our bot gets into your MLS, did you save a search for John 3 years ago? Oh, well, John must be a lead, so we would categorize John into the lead category. Now, there are 6 categories that we place all of your contacts into. Okay, so It goes from past clients, sphere of influence, leads, other realtors, recruits, and vendors. So those are your 6 categories. And based on the bot's interaction with contact records within your ultimate spreadsheet, then we can make some assumptions. Like you might have John Doe and a phone number, but no address, no nothing. And it's not tagged in your CRM. Go into your MLS. Well, we see that there was a closing that occurred in 2014 with that name. So now we can grab his address. We can grab any other information, his spouse's name, pull it over. All of that data happens to be available, but if it's not in your database, it's not doing you any good. Now, this to me is very important because at the end of your career, you guys, the one thing that you're going to possess that's worth anything to anyone, it's your database. And the more data that you have in your database, well, the more valuable it's going to be to the end user. No doubt about that. So I've helped people sell their practices for over 7 figures. I personally sold my practice, guys. So you can do this when you do it appropriately. How are you doing with your prompt with ChatGPT? How to come back? I think what you're going to find is something that is incredibly valuable that's going to help you position yourself in the minds of your prospects. Now, I want to share one other quick strategy with you guys. I'm going to stop this share and we're going to jump into a new document, which I'm going to post to the chat as well for you. So stick around. You're going to get access to everything that I'm going to be showing you today. Just 2 minutes here. All right, I've got it right here. And let me go back to sharing my screen. All right. On every closed transaction from this point forward, I would strongly encourage you to have your closer from the title company or your attorney work this document in to your closing document so that every buyer, every seller, every investor completes this document for you. Now, I would encourage you to have these upper blanks filled out for them, client name, date of closing, all that stuff. But you just genuinely want to know, how did you do? How could you improve? What did we do especially well? You're going to shout this from the rooftops. You're going to add this to your e-newsletter, client testimonies. You're going to add it to certain email campaigns that you're sending out, things of that nature. Now, this is the part that I'm getting really excited about. It's this section, hobbies and special interests. Now, I came up with 20 hobbies that people generally enjoy doing. Now, every client that has a closing with you, they're going to tell you about their hobbies. What are their special interests? Now, what you'll do is you take this information, you tag them with this special interest in your CRM, and then once per month, and you tie it to a specific date, like for example, the first Tuesday of every month from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., I'm going to work on this task, okay? It's a once per month task where you take everybody that, for example, selected golf as a hobby, and you're going to do a little bit of research, and you're going to find some maybe local coupons for golfers. You're going to find maybe different tour events that might be happening in your city coming up in the following months. And you're going to craft an email that you're going to send to specifically those people that are tagged with golf in your CRM. Yeah, I saw this interesting article on what's happening in the PGA Tour, and I thought of you. Guys, this is a sniper rifle approach to communicating on purpose with those people that are most important to your business, okay? This is your sphere of influence. As I look at your overall database, I see that outer circle. These are the not Mets. They've just somehow gotten into your database. Maybe as a Zillow lead that came in 3 years ago when you're on vacation, you never even called them. I get it. It's in your database, outer circle. Then we go to the Mets. Okay, you met them at an open house. You showed them some property 4 years ago. They decided not to buy then. You've met them. You don't have a
Hey,
relationship.
babe, I'm gonna load up my car with a bunch of stuff.
Let me get rid of that background noise,
inside.
guys. There we go. Got it. All right. So then from our Mets, then we have our core group. This is the inner circle, the SOI, which is an acronym, guys, that I say it's your source of income, yet it stands for sphere of influence. No doubt about that. So your sphere of influence, this core group, I want you to build that list to 200 people. Let's get you the 12-to-2 ratio. That's 34 deals a year. If your average GCI per transaction, I just talked to a gal this morning, her average GCI is 20 grand per deal. Guys, that's 34 transactions. Do the math. It's almost $700,000 in gross commission income. That does not suck. And it's coming directly from the people that you already know. that like you, know you, trust you. You're just going to do this on purpose in a powerful way, working so much smarter instead of so much harder. And trust me, I've done it both ways. I guess, obtained the wisdom finally to come to this side of the fence to say, this is the way to grow your real estate business, you guys. Once we get this rock solid foundation beneath you with your systems established for your sphere of influence, everything else is so much easier. Now you can start spending some money out there, just generating some leads. You can start applying leverage, start adding showing partners, buyer's agents, listing specialists, ISAs, OSAs. It's certainly somebody doing your transaction coordination for you, as well as your social media marketing and everything else. I've taken people from 10 transactions a year, you guys, to over 1,000 transactions a year. I know how to do that part of it. I just want to help you first and foremost. I don't care if you're a 35-year veteran and you're closing 100 transactions a year. Good for you. Is your system in place to get the 12-to-2 ratio? If you're a brand new agent, good for you, because now is the time to start, okay? Best time to plant trees 20 years ago. Yeah. The second best time is right now. So if you guys are interested, here's what I want you to do. I would love for you to go to installbuilt.com, installbuilt.com. And I want you to just put in your email. This is a wait list. We're going to notify everybody of the free first session once we've established a date. Just go to installbuilt.com. I'll just type it in the chat there real quick. Installbuilt.com. I think I have to put in the securities. Hold on one second. All right, any questions, concerns, challenges, anything I can assist you guys with? It's a different kind of a webinar today. We had a smaller group, so I just wanted to be a little bit more casual, a little bit more comfortable. I hope that's okay. Did we have some fun today, guys? Let me post these documents to the chat. Okay, so your client evaluation form. Again, the purpose of this, I want you to get to know their hobbies. Once you understand their hobbies, you can communicate with them on purpose, you guys. So powerful. All right. And those documents should be coming into the chat now. All right. And I'm just grabbing that script, the referral competition script. I'm going to post that to the chat here just momentarily. All right. There we go. Had a little technical issue getting that for you guys. It is there now. Referral competition script. Hey, it's Shon with XYZ Realty. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, do you have just 2 minutes to help me with a problem real fast? Perfect. Well, I'm taking a great class today. The instructor has challenged us to a friendly and fun competition. I need to get at least 10 referrals in the next month in order to win. And I'm just curious, who do you know right now looking to buy a home, sell a house, or invest in real estate that I should call today? Simple, sweet, direct ask, straight to the point. And why? Because of this extrinsic pressure forcing you to ask for the referral because you want to win the competition. See, do you want your friends to win? I want my friends to win. Use that with your friends, guys. And I promise you, you're going to find some serious business like right now. In 30 minutes of dialing, the average participant of the BOLD training program received 3 referrals, guys. However, there were people in that room that were getting 8, 9, 10, 12 referrals in 30 minutes just using the script. Now, if you're like most people, you're going to call the people closest to you first. Please do. Get their feedback on the script. They're going to encourage you. Then I want you to start climbing up the ladder to maybe some of those calls that you have to kind of psych yourself up to make. I promise you, you're going to find the fruit, guaranteed. Now, a lot of people say, well, I don't want them to hurt my ego, Shon. The more you risk your ego, the bigger your bank account balance gets, you guys. That is the bottom line. Let me encourage you. Please take the step, make the calls. You're going to do the business. 71% of real estate agents in North America did not close a house last year. We're not going to let that happen to you. Okay. Keep showing up every single week, you guys. We do this every Tuesday at 3:00 Eastern. Until we do it again, just be on purpose, be productive, be powerful. Thanks for being here. See y'all. Bye-bye.